Hey everyone, welcome to today's podcast. We're talking about never ending weight loss. And I frame it this way because I want you to notice if there's kind of a negative response to that concept. Oh, God, never ending weight loss. Having to think about my weight forever. Oh, God. But on the other hand, how long would you like to keep the weight off for? And I ask you this question in this way because a lot of times when it comes to our weight, we're just thinking of it temporarily. I would think, I'm going to diet, I'm going to eat this way, I'm going to do these things until I lose the weight. And then we don't really think about what we're going to do afterwards. We just assume we'll figure it out, right? Because we're going to be thin then. And who knows, we'll figure it out. I'll kick that off down the road. But if you don't want to have never ending weight loss, then how are you gonna succeed, right? Because it's hard to get ourselves to do things we don't wanna do, and losing weight ought to be and getting to your goal weight ought to be perceived as such a wonderful thing that you want it forever, but there's this conflict in you of that logically you can say, "Yeah, of course I want it forever," but emotionally, the idea of never ending weight loss is, right? You feel deflated, you feel frustrated. "Oh god, I don't know if I can do that." It feels overwhelming, miserable. I don't believe it. I don't want it. So we gotta get congruent, and the way we do this is you've gotta start looking at not just the weight loss you wanna accomplish, but the process and method you're going to use to accomplish it. Because when you start looking at this process of one where you're not just losing weight, you are mastering your weight. The difference being that you're not just losing weight, you're doing it by mastering the process of living at your goal weight. The difference is this, that when it comes to mastering your weight, you're not just focused on getting to your goal weight, right? You're thinking about living at your goal weight for the rest of your life. And to make this crystal clear for a lot of people, their main goal is, I just want to lose the weight. I just want to get to my goal weight. You think of your goal weight as the finish line. Whereas with weight mastery, we think of getting to the goal weight is really the starting line, right? Because the rest of your life, you're going to live at this weight. You're going to live this way. And this is the distinction I want you to understand, because if you can start right now before you lose any weight with a clear focus on the true goal that you want, which is not just to lose weight, it is to live at your goal weight. Once you make that distinction, you set your brain to find strategies that are gonna be maintainable long term, right? Because we just say, "I just wanna lose the weight." Well, we can do anything for a little while, and we tend to focus on extreme things because that's gonna give us the fastest results. But if we start focusing on living at our goal weight, it forces us to think of more long-term sustainable strategies to living at your goal weight. So again, I know you wanna live at your goal weight for the rest of your life, but you don't wanna lose weight forever, you see? So again, the way you figure that out is to lose weight in a way that works for you. You can't just kill yourself to lose weight. That's not going to work. That's not gonna get you to your ultimate goal. You need to create a way to lose and live at your goal weight that resonates with you, that works for you. Because once you have that, then you start to anticipate and expect and want to live at your goal weight for the rest of your life, okay? But we can't expect to be miserable with how we're gonna lose weight and expect to keep up that miserable process for the rest of our lives. You don't wanna do that. And that is part of what is sabotaging your success. So start setting the actual goal that you want to achieve, live at your goal weight for the rest of your life, and then find strategies that are gonna allow you to do that in the easiest, most comfortable way possible. And then you will feel the sense of congruency that you truly do wanna live at your goal weight for the rest of your life, and you want to have never-ending weight loss because you figured a way to do it that works for you. So I hope this helps you out. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them. Keep reading them. I'm wearing a white shirt here. It's always hard to because the font's in white, so I can't read the questions. If anyone has any questions. No one wants to think about weight loss this week pretty much, but I still show up for y'all. Oh, look at this. Recording wrong. Yeah, how's everyone doing? Everyone getting ready for the holidays? You not even thinking about eating healthy, losing weight, right? No one wants to do that during the week before Christmas, which I don't blame you. I'm not thinking about weight loss right now. I think about again what I always talk about right around this time of year. I think the strategy that I always suggest and I personally rely on is one of minimizing the damage, you know, minimizing the damage. right? So I am not eating perfect by any stretch of the means, but I'm also not just completely checking out until January 1st, you know? I'm in this gray space. So I'm still doing my habits, at least to some degree. I'm still eating healthy, just not as healthy, you know? I'm eating more cookies and crap than I typically do, but I'm still eating well too, you know? It's an all or something strategy as opposed to an all or nothing strategy. HK Sub asked, "How do thin people think?" Yeah, that's what it all comes down to, right? Because everyone that wants to lose weight, your main challenge is you need to learn how to think differently. You need to think like a thin and healthy person. You have no idea how to do that, right? So how does a thin and healthy person think? Well, each thin and healthy person, to some degree, thinks differently, right? Because 'Cause we're all unique human beings, but say the big difference is this, that it's more of a focus, well, not on losing weight 'cause they're already at their goal weight, but it's a focus on how can I live with this weight for the rest of my life in an enjoyable, comfortable way. And from that point forward, what I see a lot, the 2 big things I see, and again, Program Yourself Thin is built on the shoulders of people who have successfully lost weight and kept it off. So what did I learn? Um is one, they have a longer term time frame, okay? Because losing weight is a lot harder than mastering your weight. When you wanna lose weight, you have this short time frame in your head, and so you choose extreme things to lose weight quickly, and it's hard. You have to completely give up carbs. You cut down to 1,200 calories. You have to not eat for 6 hours. You do these extreme things, and it's difficult. Weight mastery, because it has a long time frame, you wanna master your weight once. You have a longer time frame, so you don't have to do extreme things right off the bat. You can systematically and strategically improve at mastering your weight, your health, your habits, your eating. And so that's the first thing is people that think thin have a longer time frame. They see this forever. They realize the weight loss is just a phase, and then you wanna live at your goal weight forever. So that's the goal. The second thing, I'll give you a specific one. Again, there's a lot of things of how a thin person thinks, and that's my whole program is that. So I can't give you, an 8-week program in a 1-minute answer, but I'll give you the 2 big ones. So the first one is that they think longer term, with their time frame, and the second one is that when they think about food, they're not just focusing on the anticipation and consumption of it. So there's kind of 3 food behavior phases. There's the anticipation of the food, there's the consumption, eating of the food, and then there's the consequence of the food. And our culture has conditioned us to focus on the anticipation and consumption. So when you think to yourself, "Oh, I should have some ice cream," what you're doing subconsciously, you're imagining getting the ice cream and then eating the ice cream. That's the movie you're making, and that's cranking the cravings way up. But you're not even thinking about what the consequence is. Now, you may be thinking of one consequence, "I don't wanna gain weight," but that's so far in the future that it means nothing. I'm talking about the consequence that follows 5 minutes after you finish eating. As soon as you finish eating the ice cream, how do you feel physically, mentally, and emotionally? Mentally and emotionally are typically the 2 biggest ones that you're not thinking about. And so, as you start to become aware that before you make a food decision, if you can relax yourself and think, how will I feel 5 minutes after I finish this? That is going to lower the cravings a lot of times, and that's gonna help you eat much different. And I have found that thin and healthy people traditionally will start to be more focused subconsciously on the consequences that just follow than people that are struggling with their weight. So, those are 2 suggestions I'd give you. I'm Barry, yes. Gonna continue your all or something jam, especially over the holidays. Yeah, perfect. That's what the season's for, in my opinion, so when I'm in the holiday mode, I am not as clean as, yeah, Jody says it sounds much better. It is, right? It's way better. Yeah, so I'm in holiday mode, I'm all or something. I can't stress how important the all or something mindset is when it comes to your weight loss because the difference isn't gonna show up in 2 weeks between now and January 1st. The difference is gonna show up on January 1st when you go there and you don't feel like you're starting from scratch. You don't have 6 weeks of eating like shit behind you. You've got you were doing some things. You're drinking your water, you're eating some healthy things, and so you're not starting from nothing, which is what most people do. All or nothing, the other side of that is you're always starting from nothing. You're all perfect for a couple days, and then you're back to nothing for a couple months. Then you're starting again, "Okay, I'm gonna go back all to perfect." It's an overcorrection. It's too much. And so we wanna be all or something. And the secret is when you start up again, you don't have to first of all, you don't have to go to all. You just start doing more something. But even when you start up regardless which path you take, you can, you're not starting from nothing 'cause you've been doing things. So, I think that's the most important strategy there is. Do you have any tips for overcoming the habit of emotional eating? Yeah, I think the habit of emotional eating, when you wanna deal with emotional eating, the what you don't wanna do is what most people do, and that's basically just try and stop emotional eating. And I think what you wanna do is if you're dealing with emotional eating is the first thing to do is understand it, okay? We always do things for a positive reason, and so you are overeating you're doing emotional eating because you're getting something positive out of it. And when it comes to emotional eating, you're either getting an emotion you like to feel or you're distracting and preventing an emotion you don't wanna feel, and that's why you're doing this. And so to just stop the behavior, it's not gonna resolve that core problem. And so let's just get I'll give you examples to drive the point home. Let's just say you get home from work and you're stressed, right? You had a stressful day at work, and now you're emotionally to deal with the stress, okay? And so you eat a pint of ice cream, right? Now, while you look forward to that ice cream and while you ate the ice cream, your stress levels probably went down a little bit, right? Because you weren't thinking about the things stressing you out. You're getting the pleasure of the food, right? So the stress levels go down a little. But the second you finish eating the ice cream, now your stress levels go higher than they were before you started eating ice cream, right? And so we don't wanna just stop eating the ice cream. We wanna figure out, "Oh, I'm eating this to relax," let's just say. I'm eating this to deal with stress. So that's the first step is to understand what emotions are we eating for or to not feel. Once we have that answer, now we ask the magic question. What are some other ways that I can de-stress and relax that don't involve food? And once you start having answers and strategies that answer that question, now you're in a completely different place because now you're not just trying to stop eating the food. Now you have a way to genuinely feel the emotions you wanna feel. And that's driving so much of your behavior. So, I think understanding the emotions first and then going at it that way can be a much better result, you know, 'cause it's not about the food, you know? You can't just use willpower to stop yourself. You need to solve that question. "What's up, Astrid? How's it going?" Uh, it's gonna be a quick call because I got a coaching call coming up, and I gotta eat something before it. "Does the speed matter? I've only lost 30 pounds since April. Pretty much lost my COVID weight gain." Well, you tell me. You give a shit. You give a shit that it's been since April, or are you thrilled that you lost 30 pounds, you know? I could talk about this all day long because this is like people that's always the thing with the dieters. Everyone's so impatient. You've been conditioned to be so impatient, with your weight loss, the millions of diet ads in your life, you know? Does the speed matter? And I think the speed matters, go slow. Congratulations, okay, great job. 30 pounds since April. See, I I get very triggered by the time frame question because I work with a lot of people, and people say something like this, "Oh, I've only lost 30 pounds." I've only lost 30 pounds since April. Well, what are you referencing again? What is the I only lost, I lost 30 pounds, since April. Like, what is that? What is that? They're gonna pick it on you a little bit just to prove the point. 30 pounds is tremendous. 30 pounds is probably 10, 20% of your body weight, you know? And you did it since April, great. Wait, you no, you know what? Yeah, speed matters. Your weight loss doesn't count 'cause you should have lost it. If you told me 30 pounds in September, I would have been impressed. Since April, eh, everyone does that. Everyone on here has lost 30 pounds since April. I'm joking. I'm giving voice to the feelings that you're having, which what I'm trying to point out makes no fucking sense. It makes no sense that someone would feel, "Well, it's 30 pounds, but it's been since April. I've been working on it since April, so I've only lost what's April? 4, 8 months. I've only lost I've only lost 6, 7 pounds a month." Yeah, great. I would prefer slow weight loss every day of the week over fast weight loss. The faster the weight loss happens, the quicker it comes back has been my experience, you know? I'm much more impressed by slow weight loss every single time. Why? Because I don't give a fuck if you lose a bunch of weight. You go water fast, I lose 30 pounds this month. Yeah, I don't care. Because talk to me next month. Shoot me a message next month at the end of the month and let me know how you're doing. You know how you're doing? Shitty. Because you put all the weight back on. Now you're devastated and destroyed and pissed off and frustrated and all that stuff. You've been losing weight since April. Now I know you're doing it in a way that really works. Oh my god, this freaking thing. See. I'm having a technical day here, folks. Whichever other camera just went off. But so, yeah, 30 pounds is wonderful because now you're way more likely to keep it up. Because whatever you're doing to lose the weight is clearly